Here's how I would make $100,000 profit from home in 2024. If I had no experience in sales, no experience in marketing, in entrepreneurship, if I was just browsing around, constantly being on the lookout for the best online business that I could start from home, next to my day job, with the clear goal in mind of replacing that job's income with an online business income very, very fast. So how can you go from $0 to $100,000? If you stay right here until the end of this video, you will know the 3 simple rules to keep in mind in order for you to be successful online when you take your business to 6 figures in 2024. And right after that, I'm going to also reveal the #1 business model as well. For now, let's start with rule number 1. In business, execution beats theory. See, in my online business, where we charge every single client $18,000 to $60,000 every single year, I will explain that later in this video, we work with clients in all kinds of industries. And one repeating pattern that I have noticed with all of them is that people in management, the people at the top, they don't specialize in a single profession, meaning that they didn't go through the same ladder of education like everybody else below them in the company. Quick and easy example, somebody who owns an architecture company is usually not an architect. Somebody who owns a construction company doesn't have to be a construction engineer. I think one of the most underestimated facts about entrepreneurship is that you don't need a degree to make a deal. And you don't need to be an expert at everything, especially not at delivering the service that you are selling. So in order for you to start an online business and take that to 6 figures from home, you don't require any academic degrees. You don't require any specific job trainings. Which brings me to rule number 2. Do what you do best and outsource the rest. In case you're seeing me for the first time, I built a 6-figure online business back in 2016. I've made as much as 13K in profit in a single week this year, and we had clients in 39 countries worldwide for countless of marketing services. Just to name a few of them: PPC marketing, brand advertising, email marketing, SEO, consulting, logo design, website creation, funnel design, graphic design. If I was an expert at all of these things, that would be great, but I'm simply not, and I think it's impossible to excel at everything in life. You gotta focus on a few things that you're good at and double down. Focus more on that and find someone else who is good at everything else that is still necessary and has to be a part of your business. You know, I like to view life like a video game a lot, where you have a so-called skill tree that helps you to pick a certain trade, pick a certain skill that you want to level up, right? And you can progress in all of these areas like a little bit, but you cannot be perfect at all of them. So what you become over time is a really solid generalist rather than an expert. To give you a practical example here, if you are amazing at running ads on Facebook, but you absolutely suck at finding and talking to clients, you got 2 options here. Option number 1, become great at sales. Option number 2, find someone who's already good at sales and have them take over sales in your business. Hey, and if you choose option number 1 for everything, becoming great in every area of your business will never grow to a point where it can fulfill its true potential, because you will always get stuck somewhere, learning more, spending more time, making more mistakes. So like I said, you are much better off growing your core skills, and while becoming a really solid generalist along your entrepreneurial journey, you will learn to recognize when it's time to stop, when it's time for you to have somebody else step in and take over the wheel in some areas of your business. For you, that might be sales, that might be marketing, or it might be service fulfillment. Whatever it is crucial for you to figure this out and start outsourcing something that you think that you're not great at, and outsource these things that you shouldn't focus too much of your time on. So before we get to number 3, and before we get to a little breakdown of the best business model you should start in 2024, let me just quickly say, by the way, if you like online business videos and these kinds of trainings, I will give away free online business education worth $2,500 right here on this channel to one of my next 500 subscribers who likes and comments on my videos. I also have a free business community where I upload exclusive trainings that don't make it to YouTube. As always, link in the description below. Rule number 3. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. See, there are so many online business models out there, right? People throw their screenshots around the internet, making 10K or 50K a month. But how much do they really keep? Is it 10%? Someone keeping only $1,000, out of 10,000 or 5K out of 50K? Well, all of a sudden that screenshot doesn't seem to be all that impressive, right? This is why I want to drive home the fact that profit margins matter most. Listen, whatever you end up doing in 2024, and I will give you the best suggestion in the next few minutes. Figure out how much you could potentially keep even before you get into the business. I interview a lot of people for a lot of different roles all of the time. And I hear these stories all the time. Hey Marvin, I watched your YouTube and I could see myself on what you were saying about these e-commerce models. I had this online store and we sold blankets. I was so proud of myself after a lot of work to hit that 10K a month mark, only to realize after all the refunds, advertising costs, shipping, and all kinds of fees, I walked away with $1,200. That was really discouraging because that was the money I could keep before tax, which in most countries in the West is 30 to 50%. So imagine you make 10K a month on paper, but after everything, it's $800. Do you want that to be your life in 2024? I guess not. So listen to my final advice that I got for you here in this video. How can you go from 0 to 100K? Which business model should you pick? That comes down to only one fundamental question that we have to answer first. That question is, should you go high ticket or should you go low ticket? Should you sell a product or a service for a low amount of money and get more customers in the door? Or do the opposite approach. Choose something more expensive, have a lesser amount of clients, and focus on that. The answer is very simple if we look at the following example. So let's go back to e-commerce for a second. Let's say you want to make 100K in profit. Let's just say, for the sake of this example, the profit margin is 50%. It is, by the way, unlikely to make that with an e-commerce model, just so you know, but this is just for the sake of this example, right? So in order to hit 100K in profit, we have to, of course, do 200K in sales. Now let's look at the average order value in the USA. The average of what a single customer will buy is about $100 for an e-commerce store. This statistic, by the way, is one of the latest that I could find. Is just a broad average for all the e-commerce stores in the USA. So following that example, you will need 2,000 clients paying $100 on average to hit $200,000 in sales. Now let's look at this example that I suggested you follow in 2024 instead. And if we go back for a second, this is what I told you about it earlier. See, in my online business, where we charge every single client $18,000 to $60,000 every single year, I will explain that later in this video. If you charge a client between $18K and $60K per year, then you will need between 2 and 6 clients a year to make 100K. Because with this business model, it's near 100% of profit that you can keep. So in order to make 100K, you don't even need to aim for 200K in this scenario. However, let's say you want to outsource some of the work. You want to, for example, outsource the service delivery of this business model that I suggest to you. Then let's aim for 120K. In that case, you will still need only between 2 and 7 clients per year. Now, lastly, here is how you can do that. Digital marketing and artificial intelligence have a growth projection of over $1 trillion in the next 5 years. All businesses have to make the switch to advertising online if they want to stay competitive. Look up businesses on Google and on Facebook that you are interested in, like an industry that you are interested in. Find 100 businesses that don't advertise on social media yet, but some of their competitors already do. Find the business owner's email, make them aware of the problem. Ask them to jump on a free consultation call with you. Pitch them a marketing service that they could really greatly benefit from. If in their case they should advertise on TikTok, then pitch them to run ads for them on TikTok. If it's on Facebook, then it's on Facebook. You get the point. Pitch them at 50% of the price that it would cost them to hire somebody full-time to take over this position in their business. Quick example, the average salary for such a position in the USA would be $74,000 a year. Half of that is 37K, so pitch them at roughly 3K per month. Take between 10 to 20 calls with business owners, close a deal with 3 of them. Congratulations, you make 10K a month now, which is exactly $108,000 a year. Now you can either do the service fulfillment yourself, or you can hire a contractor to help you with that part and kind of like outsource it completely, or you can even partially use artificial intelligence right now to fulfill the service automatically, which will still allow you to take home somewhere between 90% and 100% in profit. Want to see an entire breakdown of that business model? Watch my free training in my free community or on my profile or message me. You're welcome, my friend, and I will see you in the next video.